Good afternoon and Happy New Year. I'd like to welcome everybody to the January meeting of the Murfreesboro Parks and Recreation Commission. And to get things started, as our custom, I'll call on Mr. Ricky Turner to give us a prayer and pledge, please, sir.
Thank you. Before we go into the prayer and pledge, we just want to say Happy New Year to everyone. That we made it into the year 2022. We know 2021 had a lot of ups and downs, but we look forward to this new year. And for that, we are eternal thankful. So let us pray at this time. To our God and our Heavenly Father, we're so thankful for this day and for all your many blessings. We thank you for this assembly of the commission as we gather together to discuss plans for the upcoming year. We thank you for allowing us to see a new year. We know that we lost and gained a lot last year, but we know it was because of you and not because of ourselves. Continue to be with our city, our county, our state, our nation, the world over. Continue to be with the citizens of Rutherford County, our police, our firemen, our school teachers, our administrators, the crossing guards, the janitors, the custodian workers, our preachers, our ministers, all those who labor and call Rutherford County home. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Ricky. First thing let's do, before I forget, as I usually do, if you'll look and see the minutes from last month's meeting, and then review those, and then I'll take a motion to accept them. Do I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
I move approval of the minutes.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you so much. First item of new business for this month, we have an introduction, and Janelle Jenkins is going to make that introduction for us.
Hello, Commission.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right. I am very excited today to introduce to you one of our newest team members to join our Patterson Park Community Center operations team. The Assistant Recreation Facility Coordinator is very vital to the success of our rental management and operations at our facility. And I'm very excited that we were able to choose a great candidate who actually made a great impression as a part-time Assistant Recreation Facility Coordinator. And he is now here, and we are so happy to introduce you to him today. Mr. Larico Flowers is our new Assistant Recreation Facility Coordinator at Patterson Park Community Center. In this role, Mr. Flowers will oversee our rental management operations as well as our evening, night, and weekend operations. Mr. Flowers is a graduate of Lane College with a bachelor's degree in physical education and recreation. So I present to you Mr. Larico Flowers.
First of all, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be in the Parks and Rec Department. I want to thank the city of Murfreesboro, the Parks and Recs Department, and I also want to thank Ms. Janelle for giving me the opportunity. I just feel like this is a great opportunity for me and for my growth, and I just want to make an impact as much as possible, especially on a lot of these kids. So thank you.
Thank you, Larico. We're proud to have you and look forward to hearing more successes. So thank you. Next item on the agenda, Nate, you going to go over the financial report?
I'm just going to present this to you, Mr. Chairman. This is just for information. We'll start bringing these to you every month, just for you to review and see kind of where we stand. There's a lot of hard work that goes into these reports that happen every month. This is a 5-month report. And the simple version, you can look through it and call me with questions later and just kind of see how we operate and how we're broken down. But we're 5 months into our fiscal year. We've spent 38% of our expenses, and we've taken in about 52% of our revenue so far. So the simple version is we're having a really good year so far. I think our staff would attest that this is probably the busiest we've ever been across the board in Parks and Recreation. And they're doing their best to, again, effectively budget and manage our finances and also bring in additional revenue streams. So we're excited about how this year is projecting. I'd like to say a special thanks to our finance team. Our finance supervisor, Monica Donahue, does a great job, and our financial analyst, Heather Mulliken, back at our administrative office, do hard work in keeping all of this together. So, like I said, it's just something we wanted to keep you up to date with, nothing specific. At the end of the year, we'll have more of a specific gauge and a presentation of overall year's performance, but this is just an update through 5 months.
That's great. Are we looking for a motion to, okay, nothing there.
It's just an update item.
Just an update. Very good. It's good to be busy. That's fine.
Mr. Chairman, I just want to just make one remark on that. I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary on the commission, and I've been fortunate enough during that time to get to know Nate very well and work with him. He's been outstanding in that regard. And Nate, I just want to thank you for providing this information to us so that we can get a better flavor of kind of what you and your staff are facing kind of day in, day out to keep the trains running, so to speak. This is outstanding information, and I'm very, very appreciative of the fact that you've included it in the packet.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks for the comment, Leroy. Okay, next item on the agenda, Kyle Goss.
I think we missed the facility calendar number
I'm sorry.
2022.
All right. Excuse me, Kyle. Didn't mean to throw you in the panic mode there. So, next item is consideration of the 2022 facility calendar. That's Nate. That's you again.
Mr. Chairman, this will need approval. There's not much change from the year before how we've operated in years past. I would like to highlight one area on here. We're proposing that we close at our facilities at noon on Christmas Eve. We've talked with our leadership team about this. Traditionally, we've been open a variety of times from till 2 or till 5. Our superintendents are here. They can give more of an explanation about the usage. We do want to provide an opportunity to our patrons who come on Christmas Eve at our facilities to exercise. We've seen that usage is geared in the morning, and most of the afternoons are very slow if anybody comes. So we would like to give our staff the opportunity to get home too in the afternoon and spend time with their family on Christmas Eve as well. We did add some additional hours and make it more streamlined, like at Senior Center, keeping that open until 5 on New Year's Eve. But we're just trying to get more consistent across the board from Patterson, Sportscom, the tennis facility, and everywhere. So this is streamlining a little bit, but the most notable difference is Christmas Eve staying open till noon rather than 2 o'clock or 5 p.m. Our superintendents are here for the most part, and if you have any questions about usage, you can ask them facility specific if you'd like to.
Are there any questions for Nate or the superintendents about this change? If not, I'll take a motion to accept this calendar change.
Move approval.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Or that passes. Thank you so much. Just a little tweaking there, huh? Okay, Kyle, you're up now.
Thank you. So I'm here today seeking approval to increase our private rental rate at Borough Beach. The current rate is $400, and we set that in 2018, and we just feel it's no longer at a fair market value. We're proposing a $50 increase to put that to $450. The rental would still be for 2 hours. It's good for 175 people. It gets all the features of the pool as well, and to operate that rental, it takes about 9 lifeguards. The increased rate would generate roughly an additional $2,000 annually in revenue. And to kind of benchmark the proposed rate to other local options, the indoor pool at Sportscom, it's $150 for 2 hours for 50 people. Patterson, it's $300 for 2 hours for 50 people. the Wave Country in Nashville for a non-private rental during their normal operating hours. It's $300 for 4 hours for 25 people, and the Splashdown in Smyrna is $250 for 2 hours for 50 people. At this point, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Any questions for Kyle? If not, I'll take a motion that we accept the fee changes for the Borough Beach.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Opposed? Have one opposed. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Okay, Kristen, you're up, and you're gonna give us a little bit about bird survey.
Thank you. I am here to ask you guys to consider allowing us to hire a professional bird species surveyor, or an ornithologist, as we call them. Over the past 3 years, the natural areas, or the natural resource management team, has been working on developing informed management plans for all of our natural areas. Any good tool on a management plan is going to be species surveys data. Ourselves, we have been able to do plant surveys throughout all of these areas, and we have a pretty good idea of the plants that are out there. We will continue to do those, and we've been able to do those in-house. Plant surveys are important in regards to the long-term data they can show us, soil, hydrology, things like that. What we are missing is wildlife studies. Wildlife studies can show us near-term data, including how our if our strategies are working. So as far as that goes, what we would like to do is hire somebody who can do intensive and extensive bird surveys in our natural areas to give us that data. And I have a 3-year plan, but this is for the first 6 months. We've pinpointed 3 areas that we're going to start with. This will also show us how healthy these areas are. So,
Do we have questions for Kristen?
Have you identified the 3 selected sites yet?
yes, ma'am. I've got it right here. We're looking at Murphy Spring Wetland in the Sinking Creek area at Oaklands Park, and also it would be either Old Fort Park or Gateway Island.
Also, another question, what kind of salary are we looking for this position to?
It's actually a pretty good deal that we're getting for the person that we've talked to do this. It's $20 an hour, and we're looking at roughly 20 to 26 hours a month. Again, any data worth having is going to be a result of thorough and intensive study, and so it does require a lot of going back and going back and going back. So.
Just wanted to jump in and say this would be a professional service agreement that we would enter in with this ornithologist. She, is a very talented person, and our staff just doesn't have the time or really knowledge that this professional can bring us, and it would be able to bring us a lot of data for these wetlands and natural areas that we have. The 3 that we've specified are the ones that Kristen and her team have really honed in on that need some management to be able to transition that into a more native landscape is what we're looking for. And so that's going to bring in our native species. And the bird survey is just a great tool to be able to determine if we're hitting the mark.
Is there a department at the state level who offers this service? Have we investigated that at all?
Not for free, no. Not for
So you know that as a fact?
Well, we do have a state ornithologist. The state ornithologist would not be able to do something this intensive. Yeah.
So they don't have the staff to do it? He's all by himself up there?
This is a pretty intensive schedule that Kristen has come up with for this professional, because the consistency is going to be really important to be out there on certain days and times, and a state ornithologist won't be able to commit to that.
So you're wanting to make, based on the results, you're wanting to take these natural areas and make changes to them to attract certain birds? Or
We're enhancing those areas because a lot of them have been overrun with exotic plants, and they just haven't been managed properly. So our natural areas have got to have a management strategy, and that's what Kristen has been working really hard, her and her team. And there's just a lot of components that go into that. Unfortunately, there's not a magic wand, and so there's a lot of layers to it. And her team has researched these areas and has been making changes and doing a wonderful job at it. And so this is going to be a great tool for us to understand if we're going in the right direction.
So if there's too many kudzu vines, you're going to pull them out? Something
Absolutely.
Have we done something like this before, where we brought in outside agencies or, like you said, services to evaluate this?
Right. This will be the first time for our natural resources team. And, you know, this is a new department for us. So they're really starting from scratch. And that's one of the reasons that we're now looking at this, because her team has been able to make these changes and implement some things. And so now we're asking the question, is it working?
Mm-hmm. As a department, we use this. We have a line item in our budget called surveys and studies, and we use it for a variety of things. We see this natural resources area very important for us to really gauge where we stand from what we have and what we need to protect here in Murfreesboro. So this is kind of a new initiative. That's why we wanted to bring it to you, to approve as an initiative to benefit the citywide and the park system.
I had a question too, and I'm going to get this wrong because this is way outside of my lane and I don't know much about this, but the pink tail feather stuff, what is that stuff that's at Discovery? I can't remember what we call that.
Parrot feather?
Yeah, that thing, yeah. So for somebody that doesn't know much about this topic, we're talking about looking at categorizing what birds are in these environments to get an idea about how that environment should be managed. So if they are present or are not present, then that gives us the data. So even though it's a bird study, we're really talking about the site.
Yeah, that's well said. That's exactly what
Okay, that helps my little brain.
It is also a unique opportunity to see in the future if we could incorporate this into the curriculum in Murfreesboro City and Rutherford County schools. Also exposing them to a new career path. This has the potential to be really exciting in that regard.
Yeah, I've already talked to several students about this type of career. There is a upswing in it. There's definitely a lot of interest in it, so, yeah. And I'm happy to do that. There's a weird fascination with birds that people have, and I think bringing students and young people into that is very important too, so.
You note on here hiring this individual on a 6-month basis. I'm just wondering how I should interpret that. Is that we're going to do it one time and see how it goes, or is it going to be 6 months every year, or we feel like we're going to need this on an ongoing basis? I just want to understand that as you intend for it to be understood.
So Kristen has made a schedule for 3 years. That would be ideal for us to continue this survey, just to get a better snapshot over time. What we're bringing you here is the 6-month. We have found the money in our budget, and then if it goes well, we would like to continue that and appropriate money in the future budgets.
Okay.
These are already budgeted dollars. We're just talking about utilizing that line item for this study.
Yeah, it's something we typically, for professional services, wouldn't bring to this commission, but I think Rachel has been working with Chris, and she and I talked about this being an initiative. First off, we wanted to communicate that because it's something we're really excited about. I think it's good for the city just to do an assessment, like you said, but it's something as an initiative we wanted to approve the initiative, and the funds are already budgeted under surveys and studies.
How much acreage are we talking about being covered here?
If we do the 3-year plan, not including the Greenway, I think, God, what did I calculate? I think we have almost 900 acres of natural area in the city that we're responsible for managing. That does include the Greenway. But this plan, if it goes past 3 years, we can begin to incorporate the Greenway. So how many, do you guys know how many acres the Greenway is?
I don't have it right off the top of my head.
But it's a significant, it's hundreds of acres, what we're talking about.
No, I'm just saying, it's like a good-sized farm or something. I don't know what impact we're having on it when you have the whole state. I'd say any lack of population may be due to something else is going on as opposed to our little, thumbnail of 900 acres. I am interested, and I'm probably going to vote for it, but I'd like to see what results come of this first one.
We'll make sure we bring those results back, and I think what it does is it paints kind of a snapshot of what we can assess for the rest of the city by looking at these natural areas and see how they can be managed better. And what Rachel's explained to me of how birds do a good job representing that as well.
Birds are a vital part of the food chain, obviously. So you've got your plants, your insects, your birds, and then your higher raptors. So it's really a great snapshot to bring in all of that, because if we can do this bird survey and we see that there's an absence of certain species that should be there naturally, that provides more questions. Like, is the plant type not right? Are the insects not right? Are the whatever that bird needs for its resources. So it is pretty complex. It's not just identifying certain birds. There's a lot to go into it, and the professional that we have in mind for this is very well-rounded in that, and can also interpret the data for us and be able to provide that data.
We'll make sure to bring that report to you once we have it as well.
Just again, looking at the future, let's say that this turns out to be everything that we think it's going to be in terms of the value that it brings to the community. And I'm out now in year 4. And you decide, this is a good thing. We need to add this person onto our staff. Do we set up a position that would be part-time for that individual that you would then bring to the committee and say, this is what we want to do moving forward based upon these positive results that we've achieved for the past 3 years? Is that how that would work?
I wouldn't anticipate it working like that. I think we need a lot more information, but I think we use these types of professional services because of their maybe not as long-term necessary. It might be that we go into a management plan where we go to 5 hours, 10 hours a week or a month, something. I'm not sure, but that's so hypothetical. At this point, I couldn't see allocating necessarily a position specifically for that, but as part of this, we can incorporate what we're learning and the data and teaching of the current staff that we have in natural resources, and that's part of the process, is our staff learning from this and gain the knowledge from this moving forward. So for that question, I wouldn't anticipate that, because I don't think we could find this type of professional who'd be interested in coming and working just part-time, and I don't think we need a part-time employee doing that, but I think we can really get a lot from the knowledge that that person can provide over this 6-month trial period, and then the subsequent 2.5 years after that, if the plan works as we're thinking right now.
Okay, thank you.
Great discussion. Any other questions?
If there are none, I'll move to approve as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. I think it's a pretty cool thing. Thank you for bringing it to us.
Sure, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Okay, the next item on the agenda, we got a little break in, gonna add something in here. Rachel Singer is gonna give us a new introduction.
Yes.
All right.
Chairman and members of commission, it's my honor to be able to introduce to you our newest employee under Outdoor Murfreesboro. This is Dawn Thomas, and she is the new facility coordinator. She's housed at the Wilderness Station, but her duties will go much more than that. She'll be in charge of the operations, the programming for Barfield and all of Outdoor Murfreesboro from the environmental education standpoint. So you guys may have seen Dawn before. She's actually been with us for about 5 years as a part-time employee. She started out as a program instructor. She brings a lot of knowledge and skills in her programming. She's great with kids, great with the public, and so we've enjoyed her in that position. Then she transferred to our first animal care specialist at the Wilderness Station. If you guys have been there, we have many wildlife ambassadors is what we call them. Those are our education animals that we use to promote our local wildlife and to be able to use them in programming. That takes a lot of time, and so we were able to use this position where Dawn could be dedicated to the care and welfare of those animals, and also the training. There's a lot of training that goes into both the animals and the staff to be able to use those animals correctly. So she has been with our department and has done a wonderful job. She came from Indiana, from the city of Indianapolis. Indianapolis, thank you. Where she was an instructor there with environmental education and also trained raptors. So she has a wealth of knowledge, and we're just really excited that she's going to now be filling the full-time role of the facility coordinator at the Wilderness Station. And just to show you how ambitious she is, I couldn't even introduce her without her bringing a program for you guys. So we look forward to having her with us in this role.
Great.
And how do I follow with that? I wasn't expecting that today. Hi, everyone. I am looking for your consideration for our first Nature in the Wild art show and fair. We're looking to charge artists $25 a table where they bring their stuff in. It's on February 26th from 10 to 4. It's free to the public. And basically, they're able to bring their artwork in that's either related to nature or it's a nature-based item, such as clay, woodworking, acrylics, where they draw something with regarding to nature. People can come in and buy their fares from them at the art show. And what we're looking is the $25 for the table cost, because we will only provide 12 tables. And this is a time when we don't see as many people because, I don't know, it's cold outside, except in December. And then also we're hoping to make this a yearly thing, an annual event, and make it bigger every year. And it's just a way for us to get the public out in a time when people don't really want to come to parks when it's somewhat cold at times, because it'll all be held inside. So thank you.
Very good. Do we have questions for Dawn on this new art show? Also sounds pretty neat. If not, I'll have a motion or entertain a motion that we accept.
So move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Thank you, Dawn.
Thank you.
We're lucky to have you in this new position.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to helping do it. Now it's instead of just animals, it's all the animals, two-legged and four. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda, we have Allison Davidson.
Hi.
Hello, Allison.
It's been a while. So 9 years ago, I started teaching over summer a babysitting camp. I usually do 2 of them. It's a week-long camp. It includes a certification in babysitting, safety, and practicalities, as well as a certification for CPR, AED usage, and basic first aid. It's a very popular class. I'm only able to fit in my schedule during the summer, just 2 summer classes, but I've had interests throughout the years of different agencies coming in, asking if I could do something for them privately. So I would like to be able to do that, typically like in a 1 or 2 day period instead of a full week. So I came up with the price, and pretty much basically I'm just asking for the price of the materials that we would charge, as well as shipping, so that we can just have these private organizations. Usually it's like a Girl Scout troop or some kind of community event that wants to bring in a group of kids so that we can go over these skills for them. So I have 2 different options, because during the summer it is 2 different certifications. You can get just the basic babysitting safety certification, or we can combine the babysitting and the CPR, AED, basic first aid. So I have those prices down there for you, and I would just kind of like to have permission to be able to offer that to the community as an additional program.
Any questions for Allison?
I have a quick question. The agencies that are contacting you now, are they mainly not-for-profit agencies? You mentioned Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts are the ones that I have personally been in contact with here lately. Girl Scouts and a homeschooling environment. It's a homeschooling class that they have some children there that they would like to offer that to.
Okay.
So yes, it is just regular community nonprofit people that are asking for me to come for their kids.
Any other questions? Sounds like a great program. Do I have a motion that we approve the community class with the 2 options that she's mentioned?
I move to approve.
And a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Of course, there are none. Very good. Sounds good, Allison. Thank you. Next item on the agenda, we're going to talk about the daddy-daughter dance. Priscilla Murray's going to tell us a little bit about that. I've attended a few of those in my day.
I have not had the privilege, but good afternoon. I am here for consideration, and excuse my voice, I've been to several sporting events the past 2 weeks. And I tend to yell. But I'm here for approval for the daddy-daughter dance. We will charge $15 a couple, and for a father that has more than 1 daughter, it would be an additional $5. As we said, last year was hard. We had some good times and bad times for our community. And I'm looking to bring something. We'll have good times and bad times, that's life. But this event, I'm hoping that when people survey their 2022 year, that this will be one of the positive moments that they have, where they say they've had a good time. We're looking to have a DJ, instructional dance, good food, good fun, red carpet event, and more of a bonding experience. My daughter had not, and I do stuff based off the kids that I work with, and my daughter, we hadn't been to any daughter dances either. But when this came up, I just thought it would be a great opportunity to give those of us that have not had the experience to have a daughter dance to actually do this. And I'm telling you, with the vision that I have and some of the people I've been talking to, it's going to be an amazing event, and people will probably be wanting us to do it more than once a year. So.
Sounds great. Any questions for Priscilla?
There's a lot of positive research out regarding daughter and daddy bonding.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just commend you for this opportunity.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'd like to see you afterwards in terms of supporting with sponsorship.
Awesome.
Okay.
I look forward to it. We support sports-wise, but I'm looking to do something different. So, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion that we accept the and approve the daddy-daughter dance to be held at Patterson Park.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Thank you so much, Priscilla. Won't be long, we'll have a granddaddy daughter. A lot more of us could use some of that too. So, granddaddy, granddaughter. How about that?
How about that? Works for your granddaughter.
Works for me. Great. Okay, next up, Melinda Tate is going to give us an update on programs and events. I bet she has a bunch.
Good afternoon. Well, for anyone who missed our New Year's Day 5K, we still have a lot of opportunities to start the new year off. And starting with Allison's online fitness classes, they're available on the SportsCom Facebook page. And it's a real good opportunity, if you don't want to get out in the cold, to experience the class and maybe see a little bit about what it's about, and you may want to show up in real life. Another thing that will definitely get you moving is our annual Polar Bear Plunge and our Arctic Adventure. It's this coming Saturday at January 8th. The Arctic Adventure begins at 8:30, where we'll have games and a little bit of snacks and a costume contest. And then from there, we'll go to the outdoor pool at 10 o'clock, jump in, and immediately get out and make your way to the indoor pool, where it will be a little bit warmer. And this year, it is benefiting the Special Olympics. There is, you can either donate to Special Olympics or bring a canned good for your admission. The buy one, get one free is still going on. The deadline is Sunday, January 16th, and this is our very popular special where you can purchase individual yearly and monthly passes. You buy one and you get one at the same value or lesser value for free. And if you're not sure about what goes on at the different facilities, Patterson is offering the Saturday class sampler this Saturday. You can come and try out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think it's 7 different classes, and each one is about 20 minutes long. It's just a little sample of it. You could come and try them all out, or you can show up and just try one out to see what it's about. And the fee is just the regular facility pass. Our MLK Day of Service, we've got the Pack the Packs Sortathon, Monday, January 17th at Patterson. This is where we've been collecting food at our facilities for the Pack the Packs program for the city schools. And that's what we'll do on January 17th is sort those different food items. We also have the Make Every Dollar Count workshop, Tuesday, January 25th. And if you're trying to figure out where your money goes or how to make it work better for you, this is an excellent workshop, and the best thing, it's free. Another event in our MLK Day of Service is the Career Expo, Thursday, January 20th from 9 to 1. It's also at Patterson Park. We expect between 20 and 30 different employers who are hiring. So come, bring your resume. We will also, I believe we'll have instructions on how to write a resume and some tips on interviewing as well. Beginning January 11th in the City Hall Rotunda, our exhibit will be 6 Decades, 5 Continents, 1 Eye, the photography of Walter LaCroix. And if you haven't had a chance to go by the Rotunda, it's always got a very interesting exhibit of art or photography. Now, I can't tell you all the different programs that are going on, so I'm going to tell you just a few. You can go to our website, look at the calendar. But this is one that looks like a lot of fun. Winter Crafting at Cannonsburg, paint a wooden spoon snowman, Thursday, January 13th. We've also got Toddler Adventures at Cannonsburg. And yeah, it's obvious we took that picture a day or two ago. And that is for ages 5 and under. There'll be a craft and lots of fun things to do, a story time. At the Wilderness Station, there are a ton of different programs, both indoor and outdoor. One is nature journaling for ages 7 and over, Thursday, January 13th. We've got the World Wetlands Day walk. The World Wetlands Day is February 2nd, but on Thursday the 3rd, we'll have 3 different walks at Murphy Spring Wetland. It's free for ages 6 and over, and just call the Wilderness Station to register for either of these or some of the other programs. In athletics, we've got our spring adult softball signups, February 27th, 2 p.m. at McFadden. So put that on your calendar. St. Clair, there are a lot of trips going on at St. Clair, and I don't have the dates listed. It was too many, but these are just some of the places that they will be going to, both in the United States and abroad. So if any of these look interesting to you, give give them a call at St. Clair. Also at St. Clair, there's karaoke, January 14th and the 28th, and February 11th and the 25th. Eat Well, Feel Well. This is a 6-week free course sponsored by the UT Extension Office beginning Monday, January 10th. And we'll also have In the Garden, winter gardening chores and seed starting with the Master Gardener Carol Reese, Monday, January 10th. Lots of fun things going on at St. Clair, including Ultimate Bingo and Senior Food. January 20th is Senior Feud and Ultimate Bingo, 3 days in January, 3 days in February. Now for these and so many other events, go to our website, murfreesboroparks.com. And you'll see a calendar of things to do. You can click on the day to see what's going on that day, or you could do a search by name, for example, hikes or St. Clair, and see what's going on there. Of course, we have all of our different Facebook pages, and if you can't find something to do, it's because you're not looking hard enough. Does anybody have any questions?
Do we have to show proof of identification at the St. Clair Center for like our age or anything?
Do they card you?
Yeah, right.
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Thanks, Melinda.
Thank you.
We are blessed to have all these programs and opportunities. We are blessed to have the staff that we have to run them too. So that's awesome work. Might also mention that I think it's tradition that any new commission members that have come on in the last year are encouraged to attend the polar bear plunge.
Yes.
I'm not going to call any names, but
I've got to wash my hair that day, or else I would be in attendance.
Mr. Don Turner has something he'd like to add today that was questioned from last month, I think.
Thank you, Eddie. Yeah, in our last meeting, which I think was in November, excuse me, Commissioner Cunningham asked me some questions about our Kids Play Free golf program that's carried on at the Bloomfield Links. I had some answers for him and some I did not have, and hopefully I can fill him in today. He asked one thing, were we pleased with our first year, and we were. We got kind of a late start, and it was our first year, but we were pleased with it. We actually had 430 kids that signed up for the program. 650 actually played free. They came in, hadn't signed up, but they let them play. And this doesn't count the 70 kids that Emily Miller works with on Saturday morning. Every Saturday morning, Emily, who is the director of the kids program. And another question he had was this just a one-year thing, or did we plan to extend it? And we plan to carry this on as long as we can. As far as funding is concerned, right now we have at least 10 years covered. Plus, our mayor hosted a golf invitational tournament at Stones River Country Club back in October. This was fundraising strictly for the Kids Play Free program, and a substantial amount, I do not have the exact figure, but a substantial amount was raised during that golf tournament at Stones River. So as far as funding is concerned, we're good to go. That's about all I have right now. Leroy, you have any further questions?
No, that's just a confirmation of an outstanding program. It really it sounded good on paper, and I'm glad to hear now that it actually worked out. Sounds like even better than what we thought. So that's fantastic, and hopefully we can help you get the word out for this coming year and have even more folks participate.
Yeah, I think we need a little more advertisement than we had the first year.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that information.
Thank you, sir.
Good work, Don, and great report. Do we have any other business to come before the commission? If not, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you so much.